Thank you, Avinash ji, and good afternoon all. And thanks CII for giving this opportunity. So I will dwell upon four factors, Avinash ji. The first and foremost, because we are in pharmaceutical industry, the first and foremost is what will be the regulatory impact. So the regulatory impacts they are common, they are continuous in pharmaceutical industry, especially on packaging. It can be divided into two: non-disruptive and routine changes that we always do. But there will be some regulations which are very much disruptive. Like serialization was the biggest disruption in the last 1 decade. So it will enter gamut of packaging changed for every industry who is marketing in US and Europe. Huge investments of crores of rupees, changing the lines, validation, that kind of disruptions will come. So it has an impact. We don't know, but in next 5 years, there can be some of the disruptive regulatory compliances which we have to meet. And as we have proved how we have worked for track and trace implementation, starting with US, then Europe, and the followed countries, which is having a different requirements. Our solution providers also have become more agile when compared to 6 or 7 years to give a solution which is adaptable by so many countries and different regulations. And the data generation is going in trillions of numbers every day. So there will be the regulatory impact, regulatory trends, because more and more the regulations are concentrating on the patient safety, patient compliance. So the regulations from any country of the port which are coming, we have to eventually comply with. The second most important factor I can say is that patient centricity. Patient centricity approach, which is seemingly impossible. Say for example, 10 years back, if I have seen, there are some market complaints. So how to address the market complaints from globally? Because the market complaint of the same will be different from each country, because each country has a different regulation, different culture. So, and how to address vast market used to be very impossible. We used to do brainstorming and there are no much solutions. But thanks to Internet of Things, digitalization, the patient centricity can be brought with least price. It doesn't add much of the price onto the packaging, that we can do. And this Internet of Things is also helping to interact directly with the user. So a business development is sometimes they interact with the patients or medical administrators. So end users, I have to again want to tell that you should not concentrate only on patient. Patient is not the end user. Before that, there are medical administrators, because if your drug is going into a hospital, so the medical administrator and they are there. And another third element is pharmacists. So our end users are patients, pharmacists, and medical administrators. So business development, they can approach, they are in touch with directly with the touch sitting in those countries. So we can digitally connect to them, we can have discussions, and we can definitely impart some types of innovations, and we can easily afford the patient centricity. We can make the requirements of patients and end users more efficiently because of IoT of things and digitalization. Digitalization makes the communication more effective than a hard copy. Sometimes our hard copies itself are very difficult to refer. So when we digitalize, we are completely removing the hard copy and enhancing the communication. So like today morning they were telling that there is a chip which we can put it, which will talk to the patient, which will talk to the doctor more efficiently than what we print in huge things. And third important thing I can tell is that inclusive packaging. Very interesting thing which I want to share with all of you is that the aged population I am taking 60 plus. So they need medicines more than the younger generation. So when they need and there will be continuous medication. It is not that they take one. Say for example, if you take cardiac patients or if you take diabetic patients, they have to take entire the life. So the geriatric population, if you see the trends, it is very surprising to me. Developed countries is having 1/5 of the population above 64. Developed countries. Developing countries has only 9% and underdeveloped countries is only having 2.9%. So the more the developed countries, the geriatric patients are increasing, and the packs which we do, I can definitely say, my conscience says it is not addressing this population. Because I can give one small example. Whenever we have to send a package to US, child resistant is must and a senior friendly test have to be done.
Yes.
These are controversy. So when we take patient child resistance as the priority, because even a fraction of the tablet, not one tablet, even a fraction of a tablet is injurious to a child, I have to induce more control, but it is not helping the senior friendly. So having this population, 1/5 of a developed country population geriatric, we can always address what are their requirements and do a pack separately for that. If the drug is for geriatric use only,
Yeah.
we should not do it in a conventional packaging. We should do something. We should
Different,
do something.
yeah, I agree.
One example I got very recently in US when I went, there is a shear closure. But first time it should be doing shear closure, child cannot use. But once you want to purchase after usage, you can just open, reverse it and put it is a non-shear closure.
Oh.
So the senior patients, instead of pressing and doing, it is child resistant, but when they take it and they secure it is not reached to children, they can just reverse the same closure, apply it, and they can easily score. These kind of things are coming. And fourth aspect I want to cover is green packaging, sustainability.
Sure.
So we can bring, I have a very good experience how we can bring sustainability into pharmaceutical packaging by following 4 main principles. Remove whatever packaging is not required. Reduce whatever packaging you want to reduce. You can reduce the blister size, you can reduce the bottle size, you can down gaze. Then you can remove the hard copies and make digitalization. Rethink is the third one. You rethink about the already launched product, you need not forget. You see the launched product also, you revisit and how we can do a value addition and cost reduction. And fourth is you can always recycle. So recycle how almost whatever the packaging material we are using, fortunately in pharma primary packaging components, they are purest in the grade. So once they have been consumed and they can be recycled and used for so many applications very comfortably because they are in the purest form. That's the 4 trends which I want to develop.